Hi guys, today I wanted to talk you through one of our unit studies that I'm going to start with my 6-year-old. So I'm going to be sharing our aims for unit studies over the year soon and what we're doing. My 6-year-old requested to learn about space, and my older two, my 8-year-old and 12-year-old, were completely not interested in that. They are really interested in doing a book study. It's like a unit study on a book, and that is from the Waldock Way. They're going to start with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I'll talk about that more in my upcoming video about unit studies. But I thought I'd run you through everything that I've purchased, have got put together for what I'm going to do is like a morning basket style. If you don't know what that means, it's traditionally in the morning you sit together, read aloud, activities, that kind of thing, done in the morning, and you have it in a basket or a box, or you don't have to at all, and you can do it any time during the day. But that's my aim with my 6-year-old, that we're going to do this together, just the two of us, and run through things. So I was going to start off with all of the books that I've got, and the way I'll do this is, first of all, I'll just do with what we had already in our house. So these are storybooks that we just have that are space themed. So whatever next is like a gorgeous book, and this is so cute. Has a little note in it for my brother when he finished preschool. So that's how old it is. So that copy we have, it's really battered and old, but it's like probably like 20 years old now, this copy. We love this story. It's just a fun story about a little bear who goes to space. And then this is a really sweet story as well, Bringing Down the Moon, about a little mole who wanted to know how to get the moon to come down. So that's a really cute story. These two we just had. And then these are fact books that we had. So we have Usborne, The Planets, and this is really lovely because it has music, little buttons for them to press. So you can see that's not going to stop now. We also had already Usborne big book of stars and planets, so I think that would be quite good to go through. Just all the it's going to keep singing that song. It has big pages that open up. It's really cool. I think their mother-in-law might have got this one. She definitely, I think, got this one, which is cool. Space Curious Questions and Answers. And then finally we have See Inside Space, Usborne again, and that's got loads of flaps and things for it, asking lots of questions. We'll just go through each day, we'll look at a few bits from each different book. We won't just do the whole one book and then end. Then the next thing I've got is a stack of books from the library. Majority of these are storybooks as well. So we've got Star in a Jar, Mars or Burst, and that says Orion and the Mission to Deep Space. So that's a fact book. Neil Armstrong, The Extraordinary Life of Neil Armstrong. This feels a bit old for him, so I might read it at bedtime when my 8-year-old listens in as well. Laura's Star. Now I believe, let me just double check. Yeah, this one was cancelled. So this was 30p. I just bought it. This is another fact book. The Spacesuit, How a Seamstress Helped Put Man on the Moon. He's a big PJ Masks fan, so Super Moon Adventure. I thought this one looked funny. Snowwhite in Space. And finally, Shine Like the Stars. Now, I was going to order some other books to the library, but honestly, they had so much good stuff in. I just feel like we've got plenty. And the aim is that it will be about 6 weeks, and we'll maybe do it like a couple of times a week. So I think that's plenty. And if I feel like he needs more, I'll get more from the library. If I feel like he's kind of bored and wants to do something else, we'll just stop. He's only 6. Then I've got a few like activities and games. So he loves Dobble. This is the Star Wars version that we already had. I found this at Lidl today. This is one of those fingerprint stampings. You can't really see, it's kind of dark, but it's the space themed one. I haven't opened this yet actually, but it says 16 pictures. So what I'm thinking is he'll be able to do this while I'm reading to him. This game was a bargain. I got it for £1 at WH Smith. They had this big sale on when I got this. It was ages ago. I want to say it was Christmas time. It's Space Race, so it's you build the puzzle while you're playing. You can just build the puzzle by itself as well, so it's kind of a fun one. Then I also have, again, this was bought probably a year ago. We bought two, and my eldest did the other one, and my youngest never did his. So this was from IKEA. It's really, really cheap. And you've got all these cardboard cutouts that you build of the different planets and aliens and all sorts, like the sun and everything, a rocket. And then you can play with them and you can colour them in, or you could paint them. So I thought that would be a really fun activity. Then they actually got these in their stockings, and there was just, for some reason, the pack was meant to be like different ones, but we literally got 3 of the same in the same pack. So again, you just put water on these and then use it to paint. So again, this is something he can do while I'm reading to him. And then finally, I just went on to, I wonder if I just get a few of these out. I went on to Twinkle and I just found some fun activities. So one area we're really trying to work on with both the boys is fine motor skills. So this one, I'll just get it out for you. This activity here is, you have a picture of space, and then you have all these different space things, and you cut them out and glue them on. So there's a few copies of that, and he can do that. There's also, I have done enough for my 8-year-old, because there might be things he dips in and out of, and that's fine, but he did say he wasn't that interested. This is just a tracing, and I just thought it'd be good for him to learn the names of the planets, and also just have a go at tracing. His handwriting's pretty good, but again, letter formation practice is great. Then we've also got label the parts of the rocket. So if we're looking in a book and I notice there's parts of a rocket, I'll just sort of hint that to him, and we can do that. We've got a worksheet with phases of the moon. We've got, I did print quite a lot. We've got the planets and little bits of information. Again, if my 8-year-old decides to dip in on something, I think this will be a bit more of his age appropriate. I also did a coding with Scratch activity for my 8-year-old if he wanted to do it, because he really loves Scratch, and he's been helping my 6-year-old, so I thought that would be fun. Oh, and then also this, I won't take it out, but this is like for one of those straw rocket activities. I will see if I can put a link on it, but this is really fun. We've done it with planes, but there's this really fun thing where you kind of blow into the straw and it shoots off. So we might do a sort of rocket experiment like that. And what else? We've also got, like I said, there's loads. We've also got really simple maths. This is maths that he could easily do, but again, if I'm reading to him, he's doing this, it's easy, and he's just going to find it fun because it's space themed. So we've got addition and subtraction, and then we've also got this little story board, and I don't know if it's going to be a bit tricky for him, we'll see. So there's 2 little things of stories, and I might get him to stick this on like a bigger paper or something, I'm not sure, and then he needs to read the sentence, and I will help him, but most of these words he knows, and match the bit of the story to it. So I thought that was cool. And then finally we've got just a thing that says design a spaceship. The other thing we probably will end up doing is a tough tray of some sort. So I have a tough tray, and I might put up a little picture of sort of the idea that I've got, but I saw this really cool one that was like you put in Legos or whatever type of building materials and you say, can you build a rocket? And then they just build a rocket. Again, he can do that when I'm reading to him. I also saw this recipe for like moon, rock, sand, that you put glitter and stuff in. I thought that would be fun to make together and then use in his tough tray. They have a toy rocket, like quite a small one, with all different spacemen and astronauts and lots of different things in, and I'll use that in the tough tray. When I do that, obviously I'll share that, but I'll share any images I've sort of found of the kind of thing we're hoping to do. Like I said, fine motor skills is really important, and I am waiting for some tongs and things that I'm going to be using. Also, something that's really fun is if you have bicarbonate of soda in something, like your material for your tough tray, and then you just have vinegar in pipettes, they can then, it all bubbles up, kind of like a volcano experiment. I don't know if you've seen one of them, but it's a similar idea. And that can be really fun, especially maybe if we bury some stuff in it, like pretend moon rocks or whatever. So we'll probably do a tough tray activity. We'll probably do some kind of rocket experiment, making our own rockets. And is there anything else? I'm trying to think. But no, I don't think so. We'll see how it goes. There's loads of space programs. So that's another thing that I will go onto Netflix, go onto usually BBC iPlayer firstly, because I think it has a lot of positive stuff on there. I think there's something called Maddie's Amazing Machines or Katie's Amazing Machines or Maddie's How Does It Work? Something like that it's called. Again, I'll link it down below. I'll search it in a minute and just link it. And they usually have loads of cool things on space. I think there was one whole series just on space. So we'll probably watch documentaries like that if he wants to. But yeah, so that is how we're doing this unit study. Like I said, he is only 6. So it's going to be really free-flowing and just what he's interested in. And see how, if he wants to do it every day, we'll do it every day. If he doesn't, that's absolutely fine. And if he gets bored of it in a week, then he gets bored of it. Like I said, fortunately, what have I purchased? So what I've actually purchased new for this was just this. So that was £2.49. Everything else I got from the library, or I printed off Twinkle. So I think that's pretty good going, considering how much we've got. My 8-year-old had a massive thing about space a few years ago, so it's a similar age. And so Christmas, birthdays, things like that, we had a lot of stuff already. And thankfully we had a lot of stuff that wasn't completely used. So yeah, that's really exciting that we've got so much, and I didn't really have to spend much. And like I said, my other 2 for this 6-week period. So we're going to probably start, my youngest is really excited to get started, so I know there's a few more weeks before September, but we probably will just get started. And then my older 2 will start on their book study. So if we get it started before September, that's fine, but we'll just see how we go. But I hope this was helpful. I will try and list everything down below that I've mentioned. Obviously a lot of it was like from the library, so I don't know about copies and things. But yeah, I'll list all the names of the books and the activities, and a lot of the stuff I found on Twinkle. You just type in space and they have absolutely loads of stuff for different ages. So that's everything, and hopefully I'll share about that book study soon. So that will probably be the next video. But anyway, thank you, bye.